What on earth is Tai Chi? Is it a dance? Is it swimming in the air? Is it a martial art? And most importantly, what's the point of doing it anyway? Well, in the book, The Power of Tai Chi Chuan, I attempt to answer those questions and more. In the book, you'll discover the 3 big benefits of Tai Chi Chuan, examples of how you can apply Tai Chi to your life, and even some basic exercises to try out. You can find the book in paperback or Kindle format on Amazon.com, or just visit warriorstrategy.com/products. Again, you can find the book in paperback or Kindle format on Amazon.com, or just visit warriorstrategy.com/products. Hello there, this is Robin Gamble. Welcome to the Scholar Warrior podcast. Now, the idea of the Scholar Warrior has been around for thousands of years across many great cultures. And the concept is this, that one of the highest achievements in society is to become skilled in the martial arts while also pursuing the scholarly pursuits of painting, poetry, music, philosophy, and more. So it's here that I interview martial artists as well as artists in various fields, so that you, the listener, can gain a peek into their techniques, skills, and strategies for success. And so that you, the listener, may gather these gems and apply them on your own path to self-mastery and excellence. Enjoy. Hello and welcome to the Scholar Warrior podcast. And welcome particularly to this mini in-between-isode that comes in between interviews. So what we're going to cover here is an article that I recently published on warriorstrategy.com that looks at Yin Yang harmony applied to health. Now, as you probably know, I teach Tai Chi Chuan and Qigong, and so I personally have used Yin Yang harmony and applied it to many areas of life, from, for example, relationships, business, and even bringing up my kids. It's a hugely beneficial concept, and I hope with this article that you can also benefit from the philosophy and understanding of Yin Yang harmony, again particularly when it comes to health. The title of this article is How to Apply Yin Yang to Health. So I'm going to start with a quote. "The law of Yin Yang is the natural order of the universe, the foundation of all things, the mother of all changes, and the root of life and death." Close quote. That is from the Yellow Emperor. So really understanding Yin Yang. The Yin Yang symbol has seeped into the consciousness of modern day culture, but I feel that few people in the West really come to a useful understanding of what it is, how it works, and more importantly, how they can apply it to their health for benefit. Its usefulness is normally limited to a patch sewn onto the bag of a school kid or a college kid, which, let's face it, is not very useful. Here, however, I hope to make the deeply beneficial concept of Yin Yang easy to understand and to apply in your own life. So part of the issue is that Yin Yang is often misunderstood to be definite, or for the aspects to be definite. And what I mean by this is that a man is Yang and a woman is Yin. Yin is small and Yang is big. Or the sea, as in by the seaside, is Yin and mountains are Yang. Now, to a degree, the examples given are true, but they are limiting when it comes to understanding Yin Yang. Yin Yang as a concept is not rigidly locked. They are, in fact, terms to describe opposite yet complementary aspects of reality, and they can be used to explain objects and ideas as far and as wide-reaching as the cosmos, health, martial arts, relationships, emotions, and even politics. To illustrate how they're not fixed and can be applied to pretty much anything, let's use the examples of cars, for example. Because I like cars, we could use pretty much anything. But we'll use the example of a Mini, a small car. A Mini is yin when compared to a Ferrari, which is yang, because a Ferrari is fast and a Mini is relatively slow. But a Ferrari is yin when compared to a Formula One car, which is much faster and could be considered yang. But what about if we take the wheels off the Ferrari and sit it on some bricks, and now let's get the Mini back and put it in a race. Now the Mini becomes yang because it can actually move, and the Ferrari is yin because it is still, it can't move. So my point is that yin and yang are interchangeable, they are not fixed. They can be applied to pretty much any phenomena to explain its dynamic at that given point. Other points worth noting are that one aspect of yin and yang cannot exist without the other. So yin cannot exist without yang. When one aspect reaches an extreme, let's say extreme yang, then yin will naturally occur and vice versa. They are in constant flux and interplay, and importantly for us, we achieve great results when yin and yang are in harmony. Oh, and did I mention that the concept is from China? I think you already knew that anyway. Finally, and of vital interest to us, is that if we attain yin-yang harmony, we can attain good health. So, yin-yang in traditional Chinese medicine. Traditional Chinese medicine, which is also referred to as TCM, is fascinating. With a continuous history of many thousands of years, it has served the biggest population in the world for the longest time. Now, there are 5 branches within TCM: lifestyle and exercise, acupuncture, herbal medicine, nutrition, and physical therapy. It is very holistic and it looks at health from multiple angles. And a major aspect of TCM is the application of yin-yang theory to overcome illness and attain good health. And this happens at many levels. We're going to look at the bigger levels, if that makes sense, because you can go down very, very detailed. That's beyond the scope of this article. So to start with, we're going to look at yin as man and yang as the environment. If we take a few steps back, we can see that our environment affects us and subsequently can affect our health if we don't adapt well to it. Now, one example is the changing seasons and our ability to adapt to that change. So you'll have noticed probably how many people can get sick with a change of the weather. Now, there could be many reasons for this. It could be failure to wear the right clothes, for example, extended exposure to adverse weather conditions. But the fundamental thing is the environment changes and man or woman fails to adapt to the change. Another example could be the political climate of a country having an impact on the citizens, or the culture or the media having an effect. These are outside examples of yang. So the main idea is the example of yang outside influences of the environment affecting man or woman. Okay, if we go back to the weather, from the reasons given, we can see that a failure to adapt to the change, boom! Yin as man or woman and yang as the environment. If we take a step back, we can see that our environment affects us and subsequently can affect our health if we don't adapt well to it. One example is the changing of the seasons and our ability to adapt to that change. So you may have noticed that some people get sick with a change of weather. Now, there can be many reasons for this. Failure to wear the right clothes, for example, or extended exposure to adverse weather conditions. Another example could be the political climate of a country having an impact on its citizens, or the culture or the media of a country. These are examples of yang outside influences of the environment, and they are plentiful. However, back to the weather. From the reasons given, we can view a failure to adapt to the changes of the weather as yin-yang disharmony. However, if you adapt yourself, yin, well to the environment, yang, you can achieve and maintain health. Now we could look at yin as the body's defense system and yang as external pathogens, bacteria or viruses. If the body's yin defenses are drained, external pathogens viewed as yang may enter, and if the yang external factors exceed the normal environmental levels, illness may ensue despite having a healthy yin defense system. So first, let's imagine it's winter. There's a cold going around the office that you work in, but you don't catch it because you're rested and your yin defenses are operating well. Then you get given a project with a deadline and you don't get enough sleep for several days. Now you catch the cold because of your weakened yin defenses, and this can be viewed as a yin deficiency. Now let's try another scenario. Now let's imagine it's winter again. You take good care of yourself, you eat, you dress, and you sleep well, but the entire office catches the flu. People to the left and right of you are sneezing and coughing all day long, as well as the people in front of you and behind you. And guess what? You catch the cold eventually too. The environmental pathogens were ramped way above regular levels, and your normally functioning yin defenses couldn't cope with the excess yang environment. Now let's have a look at yin as the body's restorative qi and yang as the body's active qi. So qi is the body's bioenergy. It animates the body, it flows through the body and maintains health. And it's a major concept in TCM and all of its branches. So yang qi is used for moving, doing, thinking, achieving. And yin qi is for restoration, digestion and processing. Now when yin qi rules, there's too much inactivity and melancholy. And when yang qi is burnt up constantly, there's fatigue, premature aging and stress-related illnesses. Interestingly, this fits quite neatly with the sympathetic and parasympathetic nervous systems of Western medicine. The sympathetic system is associated with adrenaline and the fight and flight and sometimes freeze mechanisms of getting something done. And the parasympathetic is connected with rest, digestion and recovery. Of course, we need both of them to operate well in daily life. Now you might have noticed in modern life that people have a tendency to burn through this yang qi with a reckless abandon, obsessed with doing stuff all the time. And they fail to spend the necessary time with the yin qi phase, where you're restoring, recuperating and recovering, and they can end up suffering from burnout. Now in all of the cases mentioned, there's one overriding principle to get you back to health and vitality, and that is restore yin-yang harmony. So this means harmonizing with your environment, adjusting to the environment, resting well and avoiding extreme external influences, and balancing activity with inactivity. It all sounds like such common sense because it is. So applying this to daily life, with the explanations I've given, I'm quite sure you'll be able to look back at instances in your life using the yin-yang model and see times when you strayed from the path of balance and the results of it. I know that I certainly can. But that's the past. However, what is truly empowering is taking this model and applying it to your own health so that you may avoid sickness and increase your vitality and quality of life. So you can do this by becoming aware of your environment and how you react to it. This can be as simple as preparing the right clothes and food for the right season ahead of time, or noticing what people and places tax you unnecessarily what environments burn your energy when it's not really needed, and what environments recharge and invigorate you. Or if you know you have a week or two of high pressure work, make sure that you schedule the necessary time to recover and recharge. And don't feel guilty about it. View the rest as an essential part of the process for performing well. Or if, for example, you're naturally very reclusive, very yin, and you're spending too much time in that yin mode of things, remember to get out and about and allow yourself to enjoy other people's company, walks in the park, or just something a little active to balance you out. Once you start using the yin-yang harmony concept, you will be surprised at just how many aspects of life can be enriched by its application. From health to relationships, from work to rest, and even from parenting or to peak performance. All of these areas can be benefited and enriched with the idea of yin-yang harmony. So I hope you enjoyed discovering a little bit about yin-yang harmony in connection to health, and I really hope that it's given you some food for thought and maybe planted some seeds as to how you could apply the theory to your life and get better results. Thanks so much for watching, for listening. And if you've enjoyed this, please share it with your friends. If you know someone that would benefit from understanding yin-yang harmony, let them know about this. It could really aid to their health. Thanks a lot, and see you next time. Hey guys and girls, before you go, I want to tell you about the Mindfulness for Modern Life bundle I've created for you. You can get this for free when you sign up for updates at warriorstrategy.com. Now in this bundle, you're going to get an 8 Tai Chi Trend Performance Enhancers PDF, a powerful Qigong video, and a mindfulness audio track. So what are you waiting for? Head on over to warriorstrategy.com. Hey, this is Robin Gamble, thanking you for listening, hoping you enjoyed the content, and kindly asking you to share with your friends if you did. Thanks again, and see you next time.